Okay, we're picking up with slide 16, and this slide is all about chemicals that increase your blood pressure. So one of those is norepinephrine and epinephrine, and these act to increase blood pressure rather quickly, and they arise from the medulla of the adrenal, and you may remember your adrenal glands sit right above your kidneys. Another chemical that raises blood pressure pretty quick, and we looked at this one in chapter 1, was ADH. And we know this causes intense vasoconstriction in cases of extreme low blood pressure. So you may be wondering what vasoconstriction is. So here I have a toilet paper tube, and you can see inside of it. And if the chemical causes the walls of the blood vessel to constrict or narrow, then that's what we call vasoconstriction. Anything that causes them to dilate or open up is vasodilation. Another chemical that increases blood pressure is angiotensin II, and this also causes vasoconstriction. So when you vasoconstrict and you tighten down that wall, it's going to cause the water pressure inside of that pipe, so to speak, to be greater, just like when you put your thumb over a garden hose. And also PDGFs, these are prostaglandin derived growth factors, and these are also powerful vasoconstrictors that will push blood pressure up. There are chemicals that decrease blood pressure too. ANP stands for atrial natriuretic peptide, and this causes blood volume and pressure to decline quickly. Histamines, prostacyclins, and kinins are also potent vasodilators. Nitric oxide, which is abbreviated NO, is potent, it's brief, but it does vasodilate quickly. And a lot of college students' choice of decreasing your blood pressure and relaxing, alcohol. I'm kidding on that, y'all know, but it causes your blood pressure to drop by inhibiting ADH in the body. We would be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about kidney and its action related to blood pressure. So we definitely want you to understand that the hypothalamus will trigger to the kidneys, and this maintains long-term blood pressure. And increased blood pressure stimulates the kidneys to eliminate water. And when you get rid of water, blood pressure starts to fall. So let's review real quick. How does alcohol affect blood pressure? Hopefully you said down. What effect does epinephrine have on blood pressure? Hopefully you said up. And in a blood pressure reading such as 120/80, the top number is systolic. What does that represent? I hope you said the ventricles of the heart contracted. And the force of the blood pressure against the walls of the vessels. Our last slide is about some of the patients that you may encounter out there in your career. Hypovolemic shock, somebody's bled out really bad, something like that, and their blood pressure can be very low. Vascular shock, where they've got severe sunburn and the blood vessels are expanded, blood pressure is quite low. And the third one, cardiogenic shock, where you have absolute heart failure and the heart is inefficient. This can result in people that have multiple heart attacks, for example. All right, that ends that portion of chapter 4.